You're still watching Hardball. Philippines continues to produce a number of young and talented race car drivers. The latest racing sensation, 19-year-old Milo Rivera, became the country's youngest slalom champion. But boys drives like that all the time. Milo also bagged the 2014 Golden Wheel Motorsports Driver of the Year. He joined us this evening along with the chairman of the Golden Wheel Foundation, Danny Tan. Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to Hardball.
Good evening. Okay, let me start with Johnny. Johnny, I want to ask him about how is the condition, or how is motorsports in the country, considering that one, our government is expensive. Two, very little areas to race, much less racing schools that teach how to race properly. How is it?
First,
Hindi yan ang tropa ko.
very slow in the country because of the challenges that we face. Recently, there was an increase in the participation of motorsports. Let me remind you that the Filipinos is one of the better drivers in the ASEAN. Not only in Asian countries, behind the Japanese, of course, the Malaysians. We are one of the best. So, like boxing or billiard, we have that talent. Innate talent in driving. Nakita naman on the roads how we drive. So lately, in various conditions, yes. So lately, there is a big surge, not only in two wheels but also in four wheels.
Okay, let's ask Milo, how did all this start for you? What was your earliest recollection?
Well, I think if I could remember, I started all back in 2007. We were just cousins on a go-kart track celebrating one of my cousin's birthday. And I got the hang of it and I ended up enjoying it. So I nagged my mom and parents, "Mom, go-kart, please. And you would even hide it from my dad. But she had to find out.
So when he pays the bills.
Yes. Yep.
So how did you manage to make time for it? I mean, obviously as a student, you want to hang out with your buddies and at the same time racing.
Well, I had to realize that something had to give, and most probably that would have been the social life of it. And I had to lessen my time with friends, and I had to mix the school bus racing part of my life, because it was always a condition from my parents now. If you don't get good grades, you don't race. Just because it doesn't even happen.
But yeah, nobody's listening.
Nobody watches.
Whoops. But yeah, one thing led to another, and I just had to get used to it. As I grew older, the studies obviously became harder, and the competition of my racing became harder as well. So it was a challenge, but gladly I was able to overcome it.
What about the challenge of mustering the resources? I mean, it's a common problem with all the race car drivers we've talked with over the years. It's the car, the maintenance cost, replacing tires, the fuel, transporting your car to where you're going to practice. And how did you guys meet that challenge?
Well, it is a reality that motorsports is expensive, and up to now, through Johnny and other people in motorsports, we're trying to find a way where motorsports can not only be cheap and accessible, but it becomes better for other people to join it. It becomes an attraction. But personally, my family just supported me, and I just had to work hard.
What would be the biggest reward for you so far about joining motorsports, apart from the award that you got for this year? What is the biggest reward for you by being in motorsports?
Personally, I think it's the value that it teaches. The discipline, the hard work, the dedication you need to have to become successful in it. Because I know a lot of people, and I don't want to also out of the country, some of them just spend to become successful. And that's a sad reality. Some just have to work hard, because not all of us are rich, and not all of us have the same amount of money with the others. And I think that's where hard work comes along.
Johnny, what makes a really good motorsports participant, be it two wheels or four?
Same as any sports, you have to work hard for it. You have to practice, you have to train, you have to body conditioning, physical body conditioning. Same thing with any sport. Of course, talent counts. There are some people that are born with talents in driving.
What's the next goal for the career path for Milo?
From slalom, I guess he can go. He has tried GP, which is the ultimate in four-wheel racing in the country. Or if he has the corporate sponsorship, probably do some racing in the region, Asian region.
Well, usually for Filipinos who are young as Milo, where do they start racing? Do they go to Europe immediately, or do they usually try out or maybe drive in the Asian circuit with the different sponsors before eventually landing the big opportunities maybe in Europe or the US?
At the moment, we have two drivers who has gone directly to Europe, Marlon Stockinger and Michelle Bumgarner, who went directly to the States. These two because of the sponsorship from the family. But normally, but normally a guy like Milo can go to a regional race like Macau Grand Prix, which is not so expensive, but also very near, and the Filipino skill can also shine in that kind of racing. This Doji Laurel won the Macau Grand Prix 2 times.
One Milo for you, what do you think would be the best? And what would, if you had a wish list, what would it be?
Well, it's not going to be the first time anybody's going to hear from someone who dreams of having a really good career in racing, but I do want to go to F1. We have Marlon up there. He's almost there, GP2. But in a so-called Makabayan standpoint, why not have more? Currently though, I've received some opportunities, especially from Europe, for me to race in the Formula 4 Championship, which is 3 steps below Formula 1. As Johnny was saying, we really need sponsors to get there. Some sponsors here in the show.
Johnny, as far as the track situation, obviously for a lot of them, you cannot really train with the tracks that are specifically or are on the standard of what the tracks are abroad. Are there any moves by certain individuals or groups to construct better tracks in the Philippines?
Actually, we have a good track, but the problem is we don't have a track that can go Formula 1 category. The tracks are graded in grade 1, grade 2, grade 3, grade 4. What we have in the country is a grade 4 tracks, which means you can run up to Formula 3 races. You cannot race Formula 1, you cannot race GP2, you cannot race GT cars because of the standards. But recently there was some rumors that some certain big companies, multinational, is planning to put up a track, but it fizzles off because of the cost of making one.
How do you get the money back, right?
You cannot.
Would sport being generally tax-free, for example, if sponsorship could be considered a tax write-off for companies, will that benefit not only your sport but sports across the board?
Of course, definitely.
Okay. Now for Milo, what's the timetable? I mean, what's the rest of 2015 and 2016, 5 years down the road? What's the timetable?
Well, currently I'm figuring again in the slalom championships, and we're also planning to join the GT locally. But I guess our main goal is to get to Europe because that's where it's all at. Up to now, we're still trying to get sponsors for us to make it there. The season is fast approaching. In fact, I've been in contact with a team from Europe, Genzer Motorsports, who's based in Switzerland, and they completely understand the situation because it's the motorsports here is not the financial side of it is not only present in the Philippines but also in Europe, so they completely understand it. So the biggest thing I really have to have is a sponsor.
Okay, Gary, ballpark figure, what will it take?
For a Formula 4 budget?
Yeah, for Milo, let's say to get to Europe and race there.
In one season, probably we're looking...
Let's start. How long is one season? How many months is
5-6 races.
spanned out for what?
One year. 1 year.
One calendar year.
Normally in Europe, they start around April, May up to October. That's the racing season.
Yeah.
We're looking at 300,000 euros.
Wow.
So we're talking about 30 million pesos.
Excluding the airport, air transport, airfares, hotels, foods. That's only the payment you have to pay the team. Wow. That's the lowest Formula race. Formula 4 is the lowest.
Wow.
Baka meron ka dyan.
Ultra rich.
Panaginip lang.
Yeah, but hopefully this will happen. And hopefully it will be a first step.
Well, I do have been in contact now with this team. Yeah, 30 million is supposedly the high pitch rate. They did talk to me that they might actually decrease it to 172,000 euro, so that's apparently around 8.2 M Filipino peso, because a part of it would be subsidized by the FIA, which is the world governing body for motorsport. So, it's a big discount as for it. But still, that amount, really, it's not that easy to pull out from a pocket.
Yeah, unless we rob a bank. Well, we wish you the best of luck, and hopefully we'll continue to draw support. And for our last shot tonight, this quote from cartoonist Charles M. Schultz. He's got a movie coming out, by the way. Life is like a 10-speed bicycle. Most of us have gears we never use. Reminds me of something. And so it is.
Hope everybody had a restful Holy Week. Yeah, hope everybody did. And I'm sure you all have took the time to reflect on how things are as things could be with help of a higher power. Take everybody happy Easter. I'm going to
And I'm Bill Velasco. Join us again next Monday when we hit hard and hit strong when we play Hardball. Good night. God bless. Stay safe.
So one more year, the Golden Wheel Awards are in the early part of the year.
Yes.
But the races begin when?
Normally, the season starts differently. Same as the European season.